So fresh from Polaris victory last weekend.
So I've decided we're going to go through some arm bars today, and even though I'm going to try and connect it into a little bit of the games that you probably already have, I'm going to start with the close guard arm bar. My favourite, most fundamental set, but there's a few key details in there that translates to all arm bars, so I just think it's a really good base to begin with. So one thing that I'm always trying to do when I'm in this position, I'm trying to break his posture. I'm never going to arm bar him without breaking his posture, so constantly trying to come under the wrists, bringing my knees to my chest and sitting up with him, trying to bring him down on top of me. But I usually try and first think about bringing these arms across. My favourite way to do it is to come on the same side, so I lift my hips, drop, and I can catch underneath. I'm going to catch over the tricep so I can bring his hand onto my bicep. From here, I'll have a combination of bringing my knees in and sitting up, and I'm going to pull his head down, but I'm going to pull it slightly across, so I'm going to more hold near his ear so I can almost rag his head to the other side. So we're going to take the same side foot as the arm we're attacking, and we're going to put the foot on the hip, keep the knee pinched. Now this is where a lot of people make the mistake of then hipping out to get the arm bar, and then that's where the arm comes out. So from this position, I'm pulling the head down, foot's on the hip, and I'm pinching that in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my heel on this side to my knee, and I stay almost flat, so I'm making an angle rather than shrimping out. So I'm clamping down with my calf here, but at the same time I'm hamstring curling, because that's actually breaking his posture. Whereas if I just clamp down, he can still bring his weight into me. Whereas if I kick there, I can start bringing his weight off. Now we start with this grip, so as you transition and pull your head to this side, you can just palm the face away, bring your shin over the top. You want to angle your legs towards the head, just come to the wrist and hip up. So as tight as possible from here to there, catch, and pop the arm in. So I'll do it one more time. Let's talk again. Break the posture, try and pull them in opposite directions, foot on the hip, make the angle. Here I can start just sliding up, it's going to be really hard for him to escape there. And we can get to this position, finish the arm bar. If they're starting to fold up here, sometimes what I like to do is rather than kicking them over, if you can keep your arms pinched, you can bring this arm onto this side. You can also choi bar that near arm if that's around. If you then pull this arm out, that's when we can go into the cigar cutter as well. So we might go through a little bit more detail on that if that's quite simple for you, just knowing that there's a few other things in the process. So when we hear if the arm is chilling around the shoulder, we can catch it, and then I can still arm bar the arm. If you pull the arm out, so mainly focus on the first bit. We will go into that other half next, along with the before we go into the sheet roll from guard, because it's you have to go really underneath yourself. We're going to go from turtle. So this can work with, let's say you've got your twister hook in, but it's not really working out for you, so you can be in these sort of positions. So I'm going to be attacking the near arm. So if I'm starting in this seatbelt position, I'm going to be starting to climb up, but I'm going to start going over the same side with my knees. From here, I'm going to take the scoop using the arm that's nearest to his head, because this one's going to be used to take a hold of this leg. So we don't want too many extra steps with our grip braking. So from here, I'm going to hook his arm, and I'm going to plant my head down. I'm not going to go too close to him because I'm not going to give myself enough space. So I'm going to plant out a little bit further. And as I come, my foot's going to cut the back of his head and my knee's going to go down. From here, that's when I'm going to feed this foot to the other side of his hip now. So if it doesn't come out straight away, you can still try and fight it out in the positions. Nothing ever happens perfectly in a live roll. From here, keeping this knee pulled in as much as I can. If my partner connects his hands, he's probably going to do that. So I'm going to keep my knees pinched as always, and I'm kicking his head down almost underneath as I'm still back heeling with my left leg. I'm going to drop to face his legs as I keep my knees pinched, and then from here I'm going to take a hold of his foot. If I try and grab his thigh, it's going to be really hard to turn him over. If I get towards his foot, I just pull his foot to my face, flip him, keep my knees pinched, and now bring the spider web. I'm attacking the same side that I've got my hook in. It doesn't have to be in any particular position. I'm going to bring it all the way through, place my head down. The knee that's on the back is going to slide and it's going to go in front of the face. From here, this foot ideally is going to become a belt line hook, and I'm almost blocking, and I can extend that leg a little bit to help kick my partner over. Now from here, I've finished it in competition before, because they're in a real dodgy position here. You can often break the grip, and then they'll usually roll through anyway from here to try and escape, and you're straight into your arm bar. If not, they've got the hands connected and you roll up on top, and you're just doing your regular grip breaks. Is that alright if I give one more time? All good? Down. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to look at using the shin roll to counter the stack. So it's nice to think that we can keep our partner's weight off of our centre line, but it doesn't really happen a lot of the time. So obviously did the drill at the beginning, we get to this position, now my partner will step up. If my partner wedges his knee right underneath my ass, I now am pretty stuck here. I've got to start fighting, attacking other parts. So this is something that you need to feel. So as soon as my partner starts bringing his weight up onto the shoulder, I need to bring my head underneath. And from here, my right arm's going to go down the side of my body, and I'm going to try and catch his foot or his thigh. From this position, I'm trying to bring my head underneath my partner. Now, if my partner has already closed this space, as I say, it's going to be really difficult. So it's something that you've got to feel. So from here, I come under. As I'm starting to come through, this foot, see, if I stay here, my partner can now start to posture quite easily, and I'm going to start to lose it. So I bring my foot and I pull it to the back of his head. Now, as I spin through, it helps to drag his head down to the ground, so I can get the roll through to spiderweb. As I move here, I can feel my partner's already lifting up, so I start spinning underneath. And as I'm starting to come underneath, my knees always stay pinched. You never want to just let your leg go. So my knees pinched, and my shin bleeds in front. Sit onto my hip, pull the legs over, come up, and take the arm. Yeah. So the main thing is we're usually holding with our the head side, so we can use the other arm to come underneath. From here, you can sometimes pull your partners over, but it'll purely be this hamstring, and I haven't got enough strength in my hamstring to do that. So from here, I can use this to flip the head, using all my body to get the turn. from the clothes down because I found that what will happen is as soon as, especially if I like to armbar them, so they'll bring their head to the opposite pocket, and then that will stop me from ever being able to get my hamstring over the top of the head. But it's all about going in the path of least resistance. If they're going to bring the head that way, we're just going to follow them that way, using the shin roll. So from, I start to isolate the arm, I pull his head down, but now his head's on this side. Now, sometimes there are back takes, but I find that, like, because of this position, I'm not in an actual, like, arm drag, so the back isn't quite there, but I have got a good latch over the arm still. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then use the foot on the hip to lift my hips up, and then I bring my shin down, roll onto my head, switch to the other side, and it's the same exact movement. So everything is very similar, but we just do it from a slightly different setup situation. So if my partner keeps his head there, I'll keep kicking him in that direction, but I like a lot of strong guys over here, but I like to go with the movement. So if they keep the head buried for too long, they're going to start knowing that, they're going to start actually trying your legs open. So once you're here, they start driving the head open, you're going to lift up. I'm on my head. I'll often push the head first because I feel like there's space. Go knees pinched. Switch. I'll switch arms in the process if you haven't. And then pull the leg over. If you do, I'll often get a similar concept with almost like this position. So if I'm playing here, and I feel like the other person's starting to run away from me, so that I can't attack them properly. It's the same sort of thing as if they go in there, I can like choi bar it position and come into the arm bar from there. He digs his head. I'm keeping this stuck to my body. Lift up, shin down, switch, and pull it over. Ready, 3, 2, 1.